Ahoy, me hearties, it's Captain Ron, or... okay, maybe not. Captain Ron is a 1980s comedy which describes itself, to quote, as an outrageously wild comedy that's sure to drive you overboard. Nice link there to Goldie Hawn's comedy by the same title, Overboard, who starred with him in that film and happens to be Russell's partner in real life. The story concerns a typical average American family who inherit a boat once owned by Clark Gable. The family, man, woman, 2 kids, 1 boy, 1 girl, live a fairly mundane life until they hear of this inheritance. The main stars of the film are Kurt Russell and Martin Short. Russell looks decidedly different to his usual norm of the time, as Captain Ron here, and not Captain Ron here. Martin Short was well known during the period for a wide range of 1980s comedies, and this film was par for the course for him. Most will know him better now for his starring role in Only Murders in the Building. Short plays an almost straight man to the funny man that is Kurt Russell. Right from the off, it is obvious Russell will be the funny man with his too tight swimming trunks and his odd behaviour. We never quite know what he's going to do, and fun comes from the fact that he appears literally out of his depth. But every now and then, he'll do something really smart. The premise of the film is that the family choose to sail the boat back to America in order to sell it. They need someone with experience to help sail the thing, and up steps Ron, the cheapest hire that can be found. Far from being a worthy sailing vessel, the boat is a wreck and needs a lot of work. This defines the entire film, as we see a switch of moments of affection while sailing the boat, an oddball comedy. Some of the humour can be seen a mile off, so to speak, but it still makes you laugh anyway. It was always going to be seen as a popcorn movie, and in today's cynical creative outlook would likely be dismissed as trivial, but then so do most films suffer such criticism now, sometimes unfairly. Perhaps the 1980s were a more innocent time of Miami Vice and the A-Team, or Airwolf, where little made any rational sense, but we loved it anyway. Ron continues to confound opinion throughout the film, as the family grow to not only love the boat, but increasingly each other and Ron, apart from Martin Short, who sees the captain as an oaf and perhaps as competition for the affection of the family, even though he never does anything other than be himself. Throughout the entire film, Ron never questions himself, never truly hears any criticism or comes to terms with any difficulties that they may experience. This can be both charming and annoying, at least to Short. There are never any moments in the film where it feels flat or dull, and at all times it looks charming and light-hearted. If there's any doubt about the pace or humour of the film, up pops Russell in his too tight trunks and his flowing blonde-tinged hair and tanned muscular physique, and off the film sails again with a silly but fun moment. Of course, such 1980s films never allowed us to feel down about events, or not for too long. Russell may be the centre of the humour here, but it doesn't let Short off the hook. He appears to be the sensible one in all of this, but there are plenty of times when he is the goof, merely by his own actions. He sees himself as being the smart, down-to-earth one, and the one seeing through the supposed mirage of what Captain Ron represents. In truth, Martin Short's character is exposed as being naive, stuck in his ways and not at all as smart or worldly as he presupposes. The basis of the film is an element of coming together, of family and friendships, and respect for one another. It also tells us to just lighten up a bit, something we could all do within such modern times when it comes to creative output. Captain Ron is a simple tale, told in a fun way with funny characters, and for the time you're watching it you can switch off and just laugh at the silly moments and soak up the family atmosphere. The 1980s weren't simpler times, but films such as this brought us lighter moments and balanced some of the negativity around us. They and this were and are fun. If you leave your cynicism to one side for a couple of hours and fancy something light, breezy and fun to watch, then I personally recommend Captain Ron. Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments below, but for now, enjoy.